Hey everybody, and welcome to Authors and Dragons, where a group of comedic fantasy writers get together and try to make it through a whole game of Pathfinder without accidentally dying. Let's see if we pull it off this week. As always, the odds do not look great.
Hi, I'm John Hartness, and I'll be playing Fandingo the Fantastical, and I am in pseudo-real life the author of the Black Knight Chronicles urban fantasy series, as well as the Bubba the Monster Hunter comedic horror short stories, the Quincy Harker Demon Hunter urban fantasy series, and lots of other things from other places.
Hi, I'm Joseph Brassi. I play the role of Bjorg Bjornsson, extremely depressed barbarian. I was one of the authors on the Mongoliad fantasy series, and I am writing a bunch of other crap right now.
Hello, my name is Robert Bevan. I play the role of Klaus Richter, Bane of their kind. In real life, I write the Caverns and Creatures series of novels and short stories, starting with my first book, Critical Failures. The book should still be on sale at the time this airs, so go get them right now.
Hi, my name is Rob Cruzy, and I play Kutharik the Lost, a rather grumpy and unpleasant dwarf cleric. And in real life, I'm the author of the Dis series of books, including Disenchanted, Disillusioned, and Dystopia, among others.
Hi, my name's Steve Weverill. I play Brandon Firemaster, the man with no shirt, and I am the author of The Doomsayer Journeys and Shoot the Dead.
I am Drew Hayes. I am the GM of this group. I'm the author of series such as The Superpowers, Swords, Spells, and Stealth, Fred the Vampire Accountant, and literally today, right now, as this podcast is out, my new book, Corpies, which is a superpowered spinoff, has just gone on sale. So you should go check it out. And if it's between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., you should go check out the release day party I'm doing with question and answers and some prizes. But to the task at hand, when last we left our... I don't know that I can call you heroes anymore. I'm going to say adventurers. When last we left our adventurers, they had gone to Whores, and done exactly what you would expect people to do at Whores.
Frank Miller!
And now,
We did whores, and whores.
And now the sun is cresting on a new day. They're in Caldern. Two of them have been magically geassed to a quest to find out where all the artifacts are coming from, and one is a paladin who just said he would, so pretty much the same. And most of them, if not all, are nursing some massive hangovers as the day slowly dawns in Whores.
Very slow.
Hangovers and crap.
This blanket's itchy.
You're not wearing a blanket.
Oh my god, that's her. She's not wearing a hair shirt. I need a drink.
Bjorg is probably passed out on the table right now.
I assume none of you paid for rooms, you just slept where you lay.
Well, I put down 3 gold so I could get, ample booze and a whore with a room.
I spent all my money on witnesses.
I told the bartender one of those gold was for my horse.
And he's wandering around. Now that Kutharik has spent all that money on witnesses, he's wandering around going, "Witness me!"
Can we witness you a little more quietly?
And right about then, you hear a massive sound, like, it splits the air. It's like a hammer crashing into a shield. And you all jerk awake and look around as the second iteration of the sound strikes, and you realize, oh shit, no, that is a hammer striking a shield. There is a dwarf in garb who is standing in the front of the inn, just a few paces inside the door, and he is banging his hammer against his shield, slowly waking even the drunkest of you from your slumber.
That was a horrible way to wake up.
I promise whatever I did, I'll stop if you'll just not do that anymore.
Wakey! Time for those of you with debts to society to pay them.
There better be eggs and bakey after that.
Pakey?
Without
Pakey?
wakey, eggs and bacon.
No. It's time to pakey. Thousands of years of human evolution, and we've gotten as far as pakey.
He's not human.
Consider his audience.
The city, I do have the authority to do that. Says here I got 3 of you to pick up and set on the ship.
They're going on a ship. They're going on a boat. We're going on a boat!
What exactly did you think he meant when Judge Hungry condemned you to go find out where the artifacts are coming from? They're washing up on the shore. That means you're going to sea.
I thought we'd just play on the beach for a while.
Dramatic beachcombing.
Okay.
We're going to see what?
I honestly didn't think anything.
At all.
Full stop. Just full stop. Yeah, fair enough.
Everybody roll me perceptions.
Fandingo perceptifies a 17.
Bjorg rolled a 9.
Klaus rolls a 9 as well.
Brandon Firemaster is wide awake with a 14.
Okay, Brandon and Fandingo both notice that despite the racket that this dwarf is making, Silas is still out cold. He is just passed clean out against the wall. Fandingo with a 17 is a little more accustomed to the ill effects of the drink and shakes through his hangover fog to realize Silas is sleeping through a dwarf talking.
Huh.
Losing your virginity really took the wind out of him.
Yeah.
And apparently everything else. I go over and shake the paladin.
He snores softly.
The guy's got a lot to process. I mean, actually, his voice was still augmented last episode, so we've probably all got a lot to process.
Oh.
The things we heard last night.
Oh.
I don't think Silas knows what virginity is.
And now you all know why you're so hungover. You decided to try and burn that memory away with the hardest whiskey you could find.
Can I find any more of it? Really, really quickly.
Oh, there's a bartender. He's always ready to serve if you're willing to buy.
Bartender, is there any money left on our tab?
No tab. You pay as you go.
Bjorg, the paladin's asleep.
Well, then we will simply have to carry him.
There's no we in this equation, Bjorg. I hate to break it to you. You're
Okay.
carrying the paladin.
Oh, what if
Maybe-
you got so drunk you thought you wouldn't have to go? Not the first one to try that. The dwarf walks over and he leans down and he shouts in Silas's ear, "Wake up!"
Eggs and bacon.
Kind of leans down. He sniffs him. He wouldn't have happened to use any cheap artifacts lately, would he?
I don't know. I was in jail.
Well, I
once,
don't know
I
if it was
listened.
cheap exactly. It was. It had some interesting effects.
I think it went bang.
Don't ask Kufarik what's cheap or not. Yeah, it's probably a cheap artifact.
Sometimes you mess around with poorly made magic, they have some side effects. I've seen this sort of slumber before. He'll probably shake it off after a day. He leans down and checks a list. Right then, so I'm here to collect Fandingo and Kufarik. The rest of you, I suppose you're welcome to come along if you fancy throwing your lives away, but somebody carry him.
Bjorg will shoulder Silas.
Okay, well then I'm coming along.
Kutharik is shouldering a hangover, and that's plenty for him.
I'm fucked. I've got to go with the dwarf and the passed out paladin, so.
Can I buy a flask of booze to go?
You may. How nice of booze do you want?
Not particularly nice, just strong enough
You can get
to get me through a boat ride.
You can fill up your flask with the McCormick's level hooch for 10 copper, so 1 silver.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, my body is a temple, but it's one of those temples with wine. Can I fill up a flask with wine, please?
A flask of wine. The bartender's a little taken aback by that, but he'll sell it to you for 1 silver, 5 copper.
Skin of wine?
Whatever it's on.
What's he taking?
Brandon ordered a flask of wine. Brandon got a flask of wine.
I'm assuming
Most
we're
of
going
us
to be
work in
away for a while.
barrels.
Yeah. God knows sailors are never known for having booze. Alright. So the dwarf leads you all through the town. It's still early in the morning. Most people aren't up yet. You know you would not be up yet if it were on your terms, but it's not. So, tough shit.
Brandon's going to obnoxiously do jumping jacks in front of her.
Alright.
Is there any other way?
There's no part of him that moves when he jumps up and down. That's somewhat disconcerting. It's like
Klaus
he's carved out of very naked rock.
Is he making you uncomfortable?
Klaus is going to draw dicks on Silas's face.
Somebody's got to die.
Now, do you try and make the dicks look like hammers? So that you don't want to watch them off.
No, I'm not that skilled an artist.
It's okay, we're just going to tell him that it's branding from Torak.
Yeah, he'll appreciate that.
And believe it.
Just slaps from Thorak.
Slaps from Torak.
Torag came down and laid his mighty dong across your forehead and insisted that we trace it.
And if we can ensure him that people will mock him for it, then he'll doubly love it because he'll enjoy the suffering.
Then he's
While
going
Chris is planning this out, I'm going to draw tiny dicks all over her face.
And so the dwarf leads you to the port. You arrive. There's a bunch of ships, and he gestures to a big one with people sort of still milling about and manning it. And then he stops and turns to you. Right then, this leaves at noon. Anyone not on it will be considered invalidation of their gas and will probably die on the spot. So, you have a few hours to say your goodbyes, buy your essentials, cry, regret your decisions. Honestly, means nothing to me. Just, I have now done my duty. You now know you're not on this boat by noon. You're considered in breach, and you'll probably die.
Two questions.
Well, if we had till noon, then why did you wake us up so
You
goddamn
sawed
early?
off little snot balls. You woke us up.
Because I don't like criminals.
What time is it now? And can you give me the list of things that we're able to do again? Crying, I know, was one of them. Regretting our
Crying,
decisions.
weeping, regretting, cursing the gods for the choices you've made. Shopping, buying essentials, exploring the town, trying to swim to freedom, trying to find someone to break the chaos. Do whatever you want. You've got 5 hours. It's 7 o'clock in the morning as of right now.
I'm gonna do the first 3.
I'm going to try to figure out how to shave a dwarf.
I'm gonna buy shurikens.
Because why not?
Because it's what chiseled things do when there's shopping to be done.
Bjorg doesn't know what a shuriken is, but he's also going to go buy shurikens.
So some of you are doing the wailing and gnashing of teeth. Brandon and Bjorg are off to go buy shurikens.
Oh, I'm going to watch this shit.
Who has the Silas? It's Weekend at Bernie rules, so somebody.
Bjorg has the Silas.
Okay.
That's why I'm going to watch this.
Yes, Bjorg's going to continue carrying Silas around.
Fair enough.
That, and I figure by this point in their careers, these guys have picked up a little more cash, and I could, use a few things.
I still need you to write my theme tune, man.
That we can talk about that for a low price of maybe a sword.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll negotiate. The world needs a Brandon Firemaster theme tune. I'm fairly sure of that.
I agree.
Or is anybody doing anything besides going to buy shurikens?
I'm buying Sharpies.
Tarek is going to transition from weeping and crying to napping if he can find a shady spot to lie down.
There are plenty of shady spots to lie down. It is a nice, pretty courtyard and a town full of good people.
All right, he's going to
Or
nap.
at least it will be full of good people once you all leave.
Well, it's still full of them now, but we're just diluting the population a little bit.
You guys are really knocking those percentage points down. I'm gonna be...
We can really fuck up a resale value of a neighborhood.
You just stroll into an area, start breaking things. What are you doing? Fighting gentrification!
Trust me, we're keeping your property taxes low. And shitting on your resale value.
Alright, you all arrive at the market. You can buy weapons, armor, scrolls, books, holy symbols, wondrous items. You can also sell those things if you have them.
Bjorg does not have holy books.
Just a shuriken, man.
Okay.
I still have mystery potions from the town where we almost drowned.
I want to see where the ninja mart is.
It's the weapons store. You guys walk in, the half-orc looks like, hey! Good bristles!
Oh yeah, hey, I get okay with this broom. I like it. It's good. Do you have anything I can throw in someone's face?
Not the bristles, brother.
He sort of, he rubs his chin for a minute and he reaches down and he pulls out a big box. He opens it up, and it's got a bunch of, like, scrubbing brushes that you would use to, like, really get the grout out.
Alright, okay. Out of character for a minute. I'm new to Dungeons and Dragons. If I can throw scrubbing brushes at people, I will absolutely do that. But I'm not sure if he's just making fun of me or not.
I think it's a little of both.
You asked a pretty vague question, and you got an answer where he was just guessing.
Okay, I will take one attack scrubbing brush. And, do you have any actual shurikens?
Sort of rubs his chin. Not many. Import good.
How about throwing daggers? Do
But
you have any of those?
You want dagger or you want shuriken?
Definitely
Yes.
shuriken.
Shuriken. He rummages around and he pulls out a small little leather holster, and in it there are 6 shurikens. And it's well designed. You can just grab the one off the top and hurl it. You'll probably have to go get it because, again, there's only 6 of them. But
Oh, that's fine. Cool. I will take the shurikens. And do you have a weapon for my bard friend here? Some kind of sword. Some kind of bard sword. I assume it's like a very small sword.
Bard sword, it makes music.
Yeah, he reaches down and he sets a bucket on the counter.
We call that a drum, and while I appreciate the effort, it's not exactly what we're looking for. How about something in a short sword or rapier?
Not drum, bucket, or
Yes.
crying.
Perhaps I was giving too much credit.
He just laughs. Bard wants sword. All right, gold is gold. He reaches in and he's like, he holds up a short sword and a rapier. Which one do you want?
How much are they?
By the way, Brandon,
Yes.
it is going to be 6 silver for the shurikens.
Okay, how much for the rapier?
Oh, well, hang on. That's gonna happen. I just forgot to charge you as it happened. They do a d6 piercing damage each.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And, yeah, and then I'll give you their ranges. They basically have the range of a throwing dagger.
Cool.
So you can look that up on the thing.
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't really want, I don't think I'm going to use them. I just think they're cool. So,
Fair enough.
Why would you use throwing daggers? You have your broom.
exactly.
Oh yeah, your scrub brush also has the same range as a dagger. It does a d2 damage, bludgeoning.
Cool. Attack scrub brush. Yep. Right.
Rapier, 30. Long, strong, quick. Good sword. Short sword, 15. Little easier. Can make faster.
What would you prefer, my bardic friend?
The rapier does have so much more flair.
Well, it's going to have to be a heck of a theme song you write for me. I will take the rapier, the shurikens, and the attack scrubbing brush.
I've never
Bjorg
been
will
this
actually,
happy to be standing close to a naked man.
Bjorg will actually contribute about half of the rapier's cost as well, because he wants Fandango to be able to protect himself.
Okay, cool. Very generous, Paul.
Thank you, guys. I feel as though I am at least as likely to fall on this and kill myself as I am to drown in a well.
Keep it back, make music, occasionally sad things.
Story of my life. Can we add wenching to that story somewhere?
You write
Actually,
stories.
This guy's
Fair
a
enough.
Dio of bards.
Fandango.
Yes.
Roll me a straight d20.
Fandango rolls a 12.
Okay. Since Brandon has made inroads with this gentleman and been a good sport about the gentle ridding, he sort of chuckles to himself again. Bard sword. You know legend of Bard sword.
No, I don't. You
They
have a legend?
yeah. Bard sword. They say once great warrior, powerful, strong, but then get old and tired and become bard.
Sounds about right.
Him no wants to be weak and defenseless, but him always want to have his instrument. So he take old blade with lots of power, and he reforge and reshape it and make into loot. It loot that can be stabbed into someone.
Mhm.
That is metal as
Say
fuck.
very, very beautiful music, very deadly loot.
Where would one find a loot such as this?
I don't play the lute, but I'm intrigued.
You heard stabbing. It made you happy.
Yes.
It's just legend. They say he sailed off into the ocean, lost among the islands around Caldern. That's how most Caldern legends end.
Well,
No one
now
important.
that we've spent some time in Caldern, I can see why everyone sails off into the ocean.
No one around here to die of.
Good death. Good death.
The bugbear, the judge is a bugbear.
Yes.
There are lots and lots of things to die from, none of them natural causes.
You guys are in the shopping district. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I have a question for this shopkeeper. I would like to know, does he have an arrow modified with a grappling hook at the end?
He sort of tilts his head and looks at you. No. Never had anyone ask for that.
I heard somebody ask for it once.
Never had Klaus Richter.
His parents
He
killed
reaches
him.
down, he's like, I have a dozen bolts like that, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. No one uses a bow to do that. They use a crossbow. And those shoot bolts.
Well, balls. Now I guess I gotta buy a crossbow, too.
Or we could just take the rope off the bolt and tie it to an arrow, couldn't we?
No, this thing, it's got a function, and if I screw around with it, it won't work as well. And I could use a crossbow anyway. Crossbows are fun. Alright, I'm going Batman. I'm gonna buy a crossbow, and I guess one of these bolts will suffice, or do they come in packs of crossbows?
No, the specially modified bolt is, it's one each. So they're not grouped together.
Right.
You can get a light crossbow for 30 gold. And
how much?
And he will sell you the specially modified bolt for 2 gold.
Alright, that'll do. So, 32.
And it's nice. It comes with, like, a good strong rope attached. It hooks into the crossbow. Like, for 2 gold, you get your money's worth. This is clearly meant to be a makeshift grappling device. You are in no way the only rogue who has ever come to town and needed such a device.
Okay, yeah, I'm happy with my purchase.
Where does he get these wonderful toys?
I guess I want to buy a sack of, a quiver of regular ass bolts as well, in case I want to shoot that.
Regular ass bolts.
Bolts for ass. Very rare. Homing magic. Expensive.
Only the best. Or worst, as it were.
He'll sell you 20 regular bolts for 3 silver.
Yeah, alright, that sounds good. 20 bolts, got it.
What else would y'all like to do? You want to shop? You want to tour the town? I'm gonna say that with the walking and everything, your shopping trip is gonna take an hour out of your 5. So you can keep going on this, or you can push and check out somewhere else.
The last time we waited for 5 hours, we got ambushed by bandits.
That is true.
And we smoked their souls for a goddamn level.
Also true.
Yeah. So.
Should we just go drink for 4 hours?
Maybe we should rest for 4 hours.
That's what I said.
Oh, right, yeah.
Dark's way ahead of you. I'm already napping.
Yeah, 4 hours of R&R.
No, not horror and horror.
At noon, and you have to be on the boat.
So we can only drink for 3 hours and 50 minutes, is what you're saying.
We could drink on the boat. Let's go get a good seat.
Yeah, I got a flask of wine.
Good seat.
I mean, are we expected to row or something?
We have oceanside drinking.
It's al fresco.
I mean,
What kind of ship is this, anyway? Like, how big is it? I mean, are we...
Enough?
I don't think they're giving us separate rooms, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah. It's not a luxury liner. It's big. It's big enough that it's clearly meant for long sea voyages. But, it ain't royalty big.
Does it have a bunch of oars sticking out?
No, but it wouldn't while it's docked.
The boat is called...
Does it have oar holes or whatever the fuck you call them?
The boat is called Oars, Oars, Oars.
It's owned by the same people.
It's a franchise.
Yeah. Weirdly, the ore business, way more profitable.
There's a barbecue joint down the street. It's called Boars.
To say nothing of the temp shop. Chores.
And the
Calvin's got a
apple
good
stall
thing
in the
going.
market called Coors.
I've got that on my desk.
Not to mention, the carpeting place called Floors.
I like
Okay.
the magic portaling place. Doors.
Doors.
I think we should just try and continue this for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, the mercenary guild house is called Wars.
As you're leaving the merchant district, you notice a sign advertising it as stores.
New podcast name, Boars.
The biggest question for the live blog is, are we as amusing to anyone else in the world as we are to ourselves? No, not a chance.
Nah, not even a little bit. Alright, okay, are you guys just gonna go drink for 3 hours?
I need booze to do that.
Oh, I got a flask of wine. I don't mind sharing. We can drink by the boat.
Alright, let's go.
Boat drinks.
We go drink
I've also heard rumor that there's occasionally alcohol on boats.
Yeah, but
Okay.
that's bummer sailor toilet gin.
So, before going on your court-mandated journey quest, you decide to pregame the boat by sitting on the dock 10 feet away and drinking from the respective flasks of the party.
Well, when you say it like that, it sounds like a bad idea.
I was planning to go get a good seat.
Okay. Would you like to, are you gonna board the boat, or are you just gonna sit on the dock and drink? And watch
Bjorg is
work?
gonna go on the boat because he thinks it would be best to deposit Silas on the boat to make sure that, he stays there.
Fair enough.
Wine.
As you, give me perceptions, is everybody, alright, is anybody not getting on the boat? Let's start there.
We always look on the boat.
I'm getting
Yeah,
on
let's get on the boat.
May as well get on the boat.
I still want to know, am I going to be expected, because I'm not even on the Gaius. I'm just along for the fun, so I'd like to not row.
Rowing was not part of the chaos. I hope.
I'd like to watch the others row.
That also was not part of the chaos.
I'd like to watch the others row. I'd like to do it from a place that's private so I can touch myself gently.
Now we're moving closer and closer to the chaos.
Yeah.
No. The Gaius explicitly mentions rough touching only.
Alright, give me your perception.
Klaus Richter rolls a 17%.
Fandango perceptifies nothing as he rolled a 5.
Tarek gets a 9.
Bjorg rolls a 7.
Brandon Firemaster rolls another 14.
Okay. Klaus, you do not notice any oar holes. Everyone who boards the boat and is conscious, since you all beat 5, although some of you barely, notices the ogre, standing there, pointing and yelling, and, the crew, which are, like, some human, some goblin, a couple kobolds, just all scurrying about, running, tending to things, like it's very busy as they're prepping to head out. Those of you who beat 10 notice that the ogre is yelling the same word over and over, just yar, yar, yar. A lot of inflection to it. I don't know if any of you speak ogre, but that's not ogre.
Bjorg looks and blinks and then says to himself, "Hello, ogre."
It's a big ogre. It has an axe on his back. Got a bandana tied around the head. And, with a 17, it looks like only Klaus notices that up by the ship's wheel, leaning back in a chair with his boots resting on the wheel itself, is a man in a coat and a hat, and it's tipped down over his head, and he is very clearly sleeping.
Klaus, he's taking your spot.
The ogre turns and looks at you all. Yar!
Bjorg looks
Yar.
back and goes, "Yar?"
Yar back at you, buddy.
The ogre's eyes go wide and starts to reach for his axe.
No.
No yar.
Pardon. It's very wise not to try and speak to him, unless you actually understand vernacular, because it's, ogre speak has little variation, and most of the variations are an insult to someone's mother. It's a language built around just getting pissed off and hitting people. And as you can all look, I was about to say, as you all look down, you notice that a goblin has scampered over and is trying to like wave you off and make assuring gestures to the ogre. It's alright, first mate. It's alright, Yarg. I can welcome them. Thank you.
Hi there, Scampy.
Funny.
You little fella.
Jorg is just kind of looking surprised that he's encountered something that's shorter than Kutharik.
My name is Footstool. Of course. But, well, you know how goblins are. Anyway, so, you're the new slaves. Welcome.
Whoa, here, Mighty Mouse.
I'm sorry. The new adventurers. The blood sacrifices. More of Hungry's boys. Yeah, that's been his favorite punishment for the past year, is put a gay off on someone, send him out to fight things. You're technically investigating, but, to be honest, we're mostly just using you as meat shields.
Are you saying that we're here to kill things?
Yes!
I can appreciate this! Jorg looks very happy now.
You might actually last a week.
Brandon's gonna flex, say, check out this meat shield.
At this point, Bjorg is tired of being shown up, so he's gonna drop Silas and start flexing as well.
Meat shield.
Alright, gentlemen, I appreciate what you're doing there, but as you can see, and he flaps his giant green ears out, and they kind of flutter in the wind, I have nothing to be intimidated about. Pulls his ears back in.
This is some impressive ears.
Listen,
Wow.
I don't know what you were told, but I'm here by choice, and I don't row, so...
Okay. Well, then, you can fight, or you can pay the 50 gold travel fee. Your call.
I'll fight.
Okay, cool.
Wait.
Oh, we're going to
Fight
stick
who?
others on you and throw you overboard.
Wait, I thought we were fighting other people.
Well, you are. You're
What are we talking about?
fighting threats to the ship, which would include stowaways or mutiners. So, yeah.
I'll fight stowaways, I guess.
Odds are
Don't
really
quite getting. It's okay.
50.
One dunk, you'll get it.
odds are really
So,
50-50 that we're going to be the mutiners. So
Questions so far?
Toadstool, that was your name, right? Little guy.
What's cool?
Yeah, like I said. How many people have come on this ship with the gayassness?
Oh, I'm just a simple swab.
Round
I can't
numbers.
get that high.
So, more than 10?
I did say it's been his favorite punishment for a year, and Caldern has never had a shortage of criminals.
How many people have expunged their gayassness by defeating the monsters?
Well, unless he's changed his protocol, your job isn't to stop monsters. It's to investigate the source of the magical items that are washing up. And since they're still washing up, no one.
So,
Yes, hey, maybe someone will do it before we get there.
Right.
Or maybe we'll come to a country of psychopathic dolls.
Also possible. Someone's been reading their Calvin history.
Wait, that's in the history? What?
Anyway.
No, what do you mean anyway?
At this point, do we look back and realize that the boat's already sort of left the dock?
No, you guys came early, so you're still docked. Okay, I guess.
So, foot fungus?
Might not know. Footstool.
Yes. Do you have any liquor?
Gallons of it.
Point me towards the swill, Goblin.
No.
Why not?
Well, see, here's the. Okay, let me. How do I put this? So on this boat, it's a hierarchy. It's very important you understand that, especially you Gayos people, because keeping the chain of command is technically seen as like treason, mutiny, etc., which is going into the kingdom, which is breaking your agreement. So yes, it's very important that you understand the chain of command. So over there, the man sleeping, that is our captain. He probably has a real name, but he won't tell any of us, so it is what it is. Over there is the first mate, Yard. You've been introduced. I would urge you to just try and do whatever you think you should do when he points at things. If you keep pointing, you guess wrong, you'll get right eventually. So, it goes like that. It's all the way down the chain of command down to, me, and I'm scum. I am just scum on this. But you are lower than me. You are less than scum. And you have been mean about my name. So, no liquor for you. Can earn your ration of booze.
What if I say please?
Anyway, now that we've gone through the introductions, sorry, I'm not going to learn your names until it's at least a few days in, because, well, how they say never name a pet you might have to get rid of? Yeah. Anyway, why don't you come this way, I'll show you the boat. And Footstool begins wobbling off.
Jorg is following Footstool, but eyeing him now.
I'm going to follow him, but I'm going to go to the back of the pack and grumble about goblins and ears.
Oh, I thought
Klaus is following.
that was my job. I'm in the back grumbling.
You're going to grumble together.
You have to fight me for that spot.
You can go ahead and win, and I'm going to then whine about that.
That's fair enough.
Klaus is following along, looking for, keeping his eyes open for hidey holes in places like that.
Just in case there's rowing.
Yeah.
We're going to get to the island, and he's still going to be worried about rowing.
So he's gonna totter along. He's gonna be like, okay, so as you can see, we have, there's the mast, there's the other mast. No one teaches me anything. I just know what I call them. Those are the magic sails. We used to have magic oars, but, then they kept revolting, and we had to, keep replacing the crew because no one wanted to row thousands of leagues, etc. But we have magic sails now. It's really nice. Don't have to do much physical labor. Leaves everybody free for fighting and scrapping, which it happens a lot because the seas around Caldard are extremely, extremely dangerous. Let's see. The big man. Yes, you. And he points at Bjork. You already knew about the island. Well, the island that supposedly exists of magically animated discarded toys that come to life and seek vengeance upon any with flesh. But, so Calvin's a neat little historic area. It's surrounded by dozens upon dozens of islands and magic, and there's shifting and there's fog, and you never know what you're gonna come upon. And probably one of those is where all these artifacts are coming from, but really, who knows?
Hooray.
Lovely.
That's colorful.
This sounds like my homeland, but after dropping about 8 amounts of magic mushrooms.
He will lead you below deck. He starts showing you like, okay, that's the captain's quarters. Don't ever go in there unless he calls for you. That's Yarg's quarters. Don't ever go in there. Even if he calls for you, just don't go in there. Oh, right, you have to. I guess if you have a god, get right with them, and if you don't, pick one. And, he's walking. He's like, and these are the crew quarters. They are cramped and terrible and truly squalid. And then he keeps walking. He's like, and here's your quarters. He just kicks open a door, and it's a very small room with 5 benches.
Is one of the...
Well, this is kind of the hidey hole I was looking for.
Yeah.
I should probably put Silas in here, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Is one of the benches sufficiently far enough away from the other benches that I can maintain my vow of celibacy?
It's
As
not
long as
sex
no
if we brush against you.
May as well be.
Your
One
vow of
One
who? Did you notice the name on the place we spent last night?
Oh yeah, people can be whores as long as they don't, touch me in any way or emotionally engage me. That's important too.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there was no emotional engagement going on last night.
Emotional virginity. He protects it as well. Good.
Has
That
Brandon
seems
punched,
fair.
has Brandon
We're-
punched a whore yet?
Oh, that's a different thing. I mean, we're very progressive in the Temple of the Many Fists. We will absolutely punch a whore.
Good. Good to know.
So, quick bit of information. Food is served in the morning and in the evening, dawn and dusk. It's really the only time we can track reliably around here. You will get hard biscuits until you kill something. And then, if you kill something that tries to kill us, we give you a single mug of ale and a bit of better biscuits. It's
Sorry,
not...
Did you call me biscuits?
Pardon?
Did you call me biscuits?
I didn't call you biscuits.
I thought you said, you will get hard biscuits.
No. You get a mug of ale and slightly less hard biscuits. There's no really getting around the fact that all we have to eat is mostly biscuits and pickles. Boy, but if you do something really well, you do get a pickle, and those are
pickles.
Vow of celibacy.
If we kill something,
Anyway, fight hard, because I really should mention, only those who kill the threats to the ship get the better food and the drinking. It's an incentive-based system.
Okay, Brandon's got to brandish his broom. He's going to say, I think the squalid conditions are a threat to the ship. I will now kill them with this broom. It's a
fancy broom. Your logic doesn't hold up at all, but it's a fancy broom. And then he's just gonna look at you and go, okay, if anybody else for you, if we say adventurers, that means you come running, or again, treason, and we have to kill you, and good luck! And then Footstool will scamper away.
Thanks, Footstool.
Retrieve Silas, put him in the cabin.
I hate
Seems like a
goblins.
nice guy. I like him.
I like them sautéed.
Well, in the north, his ears might make a good necklace.
In the north, I think his ears might make pants.
So how many people are on this ship? People, goblins, ogres?
You only know what you've seen, and within that range, you have seen probably saw a dozen people running around up top, and then you also saw the ogre and the captain who was sleeping.
Does this hierarchy mean we can't talk to people who are above the chain? That's obnoxious. I don't like hierarchies. I'm chaotic northern.
Does anybody have anything they would like to do before the ship sets sail?
Mutiny.
Well, I'm gonna suck down some of my cheap booze because apparently I'm not gonna get any on the ship. So I said better to have it and not need it than the other way.
Yep, that was actually a bit of good forethinking.
I'm going to sit in the corner and play the blues.
I'm going to carry
Would anybody like to abandon their friends and be like, well, this looks like it sucks. Sorry, guys.
Bjork is stalwart, and these people want to help let him kill things.
Well, Kutharik is gonna, if he doesn't go along with the Gaius thing, then he's gonna probably just die instantly, right? So.
Yeah, that question was mostly for Klaus and Bjorg.
Yeah, so. Just abandon us.
And Brandon, technically. Brandon could.
Klaus is on a free cruise.
I don't think your people understand. I came south looking for adventure. This is what adventure is. It sucks, and you get to cover yourself in the blood of other things. Sometimes you find treasure.
We call that Tuesday.
Well, that is a pretty good summation of adventure right there.
Do we have any idea where we're actually headed?
Nah.
Foggy Islands!
None of you asked those questions.
He said Foggy Islands.
The universe will provide. It may provide us with starvation and death, but it will provide.
Since my baby left
Everything
me.
happens for a reason, and sometimes the reason is that you're stupid and you make bad decisions.
I found a new place to dwell.
So we're going with moping before the ship leaves? Just collectively moping?
Collectively moping.
I'm drinking.
Bjorg is happy.
I'm stuck in the belly of this fucking boat, and oh God, a cell, and I made me so lonely, baby.
At least look at the bright side. Silas is unconscious.
That's true. Kutharik is gonna grumble to himself loud enough that that if he puts his fingers in his ears, he can't hear the singing.
First part in history that can't carry a tune. Nope, not even.
I'm going to look at Kutharik and make a frowny face and then bring the corners of my lips up into a smile.
And that was Klaus Richter's last act in this world.
So.
Alright. Well, then you will all collectively mope in your cabin for the next couple of hours. And after some time, it's kind of hard to tell how long because you're sitting in a dark room in a boat. You feel a shudder and you feel the boat begin to move. It's rocking gently and definitely some motion. Do you guys want to surface or are you gonna continue to mope?
Bjorg
immediately vomits.
Bjorg's
never been on a boat.
Bjorg's going to step over the vomit and go upstairs.
Okay.
Klaus is going to continue to drink.
Brandon will follow Bjorg. He's not been on a boat either.
Kuthrak, are you still vomiting, or are you gonna vomit and walk?
Walk? Yeah. I think Tarek is finishing up vomiting now. He just wanted to get that out of the way early.
Vomit and walk.
Vomit and yeah, he'll go along.
I don't have the broom, so I'll be leaving the vomit room. Just want to be clear about who's cleaning that up.
So everybody's going?
Everybody's leaving you with vomit.
Well, and Silas. Alright, I'm going to go too.
Wow.
You just roll Silas on top of the vomit. Oh, yeah, you did that. Clean that up. Okay. You guys emerge. You are on the top of the boat. You can immediately feel the wind as soon as you exit from under the ship. It is brisk and strong, and you can already see Caldern beginning to fade in the distance. The crew is still sort of moving about, taking care of things. Yarg is now standing up directly by the wheel, where the man who was apparently asleep still appears to be asleep, although you notice that his boots resting on the wheel are angling it and shifting on occasion, almost as though he's actually steering.
Man is steering with his feet.
The laziest steering you can imagine.
I don't know, Klaus, can you imagine lazy steering?
I think you could if you tried.
Oh, that's pretty good. I might try.
You're so lazy you won't even imagine.
I want to look for dolphins.
All right.
Bjorg is going to go to the front of the boat and look for fog.
Okay, both of you roll me perceptions.
Okay.
See how much perception I have to find fog.
Does this boat already have a figurehead? And is it a more attractive figurehead than Brandon?
It does not, Brandon. It does not have a figurehead.
Okay, I will take...
Klaus rolls a natural 20.
Bjorg rolls a 21, not natural.
Okay. Bjorg, you go to the front and you look, but you don't see any fog yet. You did just leave. You know, you can still see other ships around. Caldron's still there. It's fading, but it's still very visible. So you're not really out to sea yet. Klaus, you look down and, natural 20. You don't see any dolphins, but you do see a beautiful woman with a fishtail gliding beneath the waves. And she looks up and she meets your eyes and she beckons you to come hither.
She better not be stealing my spot as figurehead.
Brandon will punch a mermaid.
That's better than dolphins.
That is better than dolphins.
But I don't know, my wiener is sore, so and I'm a little bit afraid of water right now. So I'll wink at her and give her a nice wave.
Wow. Who knew the whorehouse would save you from getting drowned by a mermaid?
Wow.
First good decision we've made all game. Go for horrors.
Gotta let Big Klaus get his strength back.
No more wells today, I'm sorry.
You preach it, tripod.
All right. And from up at the wheel, you hear a voice. I know they're pretty, I know they're lovely, but I really wouldn't recommend taking a dive. They are rough lovers. Although sometimes it's worth it. And you all notice that it seems to be coming from the man steering with his feet.
Are his eyes open?
Hat is still tucked over his face, so I can't see.
Any man that can steer a boat with his feet is the kind of man I'm going to listen to.
The rest have no fucking idea what he's talking about. Only one looked out and saw a mermaid.
I can only assume he's talking about Brandon.
Checking back in, Brandon. Where did that figurehead question lead?
Oh yeah, Brandon's gonna go and stand on the prow of the ship and pose. And
If you don't say that you're king of the world, then this is all for naught.
I don't think I need to say that.
No, it's understood.
Yeah.
His king is not.
Speaking of knots, can we tie him to the prow of the ship? That way everyone who we encounter can see you, Brandon.
Oh, I don't need it. They'll see me. Everyone will see me.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon already makes enough people question their sexuality. I don't think you need to add bondage into that equation.
I'm going to make the very ocean
Fairly
question its sexuality.
Kutharik feels the need to go to the back of the ship and vomit some more. Possibly related, possibly not.
You go to the back of the ship and you begin to vomit. After a few moments, you hear mumbled from under the hat. Oh, well then, I guess we'll get this started earlier than I thought. Hatman will say, well, he's chumming the waters. You, adventurers, oh god, this hangover. You adventurers, get your blades and bows and battle axes and bullshit ready.
Uh-oh. Sorry, I may have attracted some attention off the rear of the ship here.
God, it's the rare vomit shark.
We're not even out of the damn city yet, and he's already chumming the waters.
You heard him, Bard. Get your bullshit ready.
My bullshit is ready. My bullshit is going to move to the exact center of the boat, as far from the sides where things are likely to climb up and try to eat me as possible, and I'm going to tune my loot.
Bjorg loosens his sword in his scabbard and starts looking at the water as though he might get a chance to kill it.
Is he throwing up? I want to look. Is he throwing up on the mermaid?
The mermaid is gone after you rebuffed her chances.
There's some really specific porn I want to explore.
Despite the captain's warning, the next hour passes and seems like nothing's happening. It's going okay. I'm assuming Kutharik is still up chucking whenever he can. The hangover is probably helping this.
I will defeat the ocean.
Actually, I want all of you to roll me fortitude saves. Unless any of you have seafaring experience, and I better see that reflected in your skills.
Does the well count?
That negative counts.
Well, Kutharik gets a 21.
Oh. Brandon Firemaster gets a natural 20.
Bjorg rolls a 17. Or actually, 16.
Klaus rolls a 17.
Vendingo rolls a 6.
Okay, so
Right in the pooper.
Brandon Thighmaster feels none of it. He is up at the front, posing, flexing. He is a monk. He is accustomed to swaying with the wind. The ship has no bearing on him. And Kutharik, after a rough start, finishes vomiting and then realizes he's done. He has the sea legs, he just had a few minutes to adjust. His body finished. Bjorg and Klaus both feel it. They're like, oh, this is not normal. Oh god. No, I'm okay. I got it. And they manage to keep it down. Fendingo just loses the last 3 days of food and drink over the side.
I don't remember corn.
So it is
was in the horse.
spraying in the water. And, for a bit, that seems like it's okay, but then as Caldron's getting further and further away, you hear a strange gurgling sound coming from near the waves. And
I wonder if I have a fishing line.
I wonder if I puked on anything that's upset with me now.
And you hear the captain go, you've done it now. You've drawn the dreaded predators that lurk in Caldron's near oceans. Oceanic Ursine.
Oh, God!
As he says it, the waves explode and 4 creatures land at the front of the ship. They seem to be mostly composed of water, although there's pieces of coral and sand and silt in them, giving them some solidity. They walk on all 4s, and they let out mighty gurgling roars. And as they land, he whispers again, sea bears.
Sea bears.
You motherfuckers. You killed my sea parents.
And you now have 4 sea bears that have landed on the deck of the ship, and I think that is where we're going to pick up next game. But before anybody leaves, it is time again for our Q&A segment. So, for anyone who has not caught on so far, we do these. There's a live blog at the Authors and Dragons Facebook page. They give out little quotes and fun tidbits of the games we're playing, and also people submit questions, and we then answer a few of the ones we like, right here, right now. And here is Joe/Bjorg to take it away.
One of the questions from Christopher, from our friend Chris, says, when you guys aren't busy fighting inanimate objects and getting your butts kicked, what are some of your stupidest what-the-fuck gaming deaths you've been involved with?
Ooh.
Figures this is the night Silas is going.
Okay, I don't know if the character died or not, but I almost did. There was a gaming session in college, and the idea was that we were going to start on a Friday afternoon right after classes. We're all going to go to dinner, and then we were going to hole up in my friend Jason's room. This is John Hartness, by the way. And we were going to hole up in my friend Jason's room and play D&D and drink and smoke weed all weekend, which is almost like every weekend, except this weekend we were going to play D&D. Well, along about 10:30, my ex-girlfriend wandered in with a bottle of rum.
Oh, God.
And then Jason's girlfriend wandered in with a bottle of vodka. And the next thing I remember is I was lying on the floor of my room, 4 doors down the hall, in my underpants with skinned knees.
Wow.
And you know that it's a really great group of gaming friends when it takes you 3 days to figure out what the hell happened to you. Because everyone wants to just let you stew forever as to what happened between you and your ex in the Papasan chair that ended up with you and no pants and bloody knees.
Horrors.
Apparently I passed out, was put to bed, and then decided later to return to the party. Sans pants.
It wasn't a party until then.
And then I was carried back to my room, but I'm bigger than everyone. So it was basically 2 people each grabbed me under a shoulder and dragged me. And that's how my knees got bloodied. And that's the story I've come up with, and that's what I'm sticking with. But I didn't.
Well, I don't have any character deaths that are going to top that.
Well, there wasn't a character mentioned in that.
There was.
I have been called quite a character.
It was a death of his
building.
character.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, I have some drinking and waking up in weird places stories that can top that, because I used to sleepwalk when I drank. And,
Ooh.
but, this is really not the time or place for that, so.
No, we have a convention in New Orleans for that.
Indeed. Actually, that's where one of my better ones took place.
There's so many good stories that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for anybody who has not heard, many of the Authors and Dragons crew are going to be at Contraflow in New Orleans. It's September 30th through October 2nd. Registration is available now.
Segway.
Indeed.
So-
Next question, Joe.
We should get drunk and ride segways.
Our friend Emily asks, you've probably written female characters, but have you played female characters? And then she wants to know if that's too weird.
Wow, if none of us had ever written a female character, that would be really sad.
I played all the way through Neverwinter Nights as a female bard. Not bard, monk. Female
I think
monk.
it'd be another thing to think about, because you'd be thinking about everything, and then you have to remember, oh yeah, I've got boobs. And then you probably forget that you had boobs, or the opposite would happen, and you'd keep on remembering you had boobs, and you become weirdly obsessed with them, and
You just get nothing done.
it'd get uncomfortable for everyone, I think.
And you
Yeah.
probably
There's a-
die. You die
there's a-
thinking about boobs.
Yeah.
There's a great / terrible movie called Gamers 2: The Darkness Rising.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
That's all right.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite running gags in the thing, was for anyone who hasn't seen it, they transport, so they'll show real world, and then they'll show the D&D world, and like, they're all dressed up as their characters, but one of the guys is playing a female sorcerer. So, they have a female actress playing her, except that he consistently forgets he's a female sorcerer, so it turns into that same dude, just in a dress with a wig, and every time he's like, wait, aren't you a girl? Oh, right! And then the actress comes in and they switch out, and I've played in a lot of games, and that really was a very true to life moment. I've never, I don't think, played a female character, but I've seen it happen, and that's a pretty accurate representation of how it goes. People tend to forget a lot.
Let's see.
I haven't played a female character. I rarely play outside of humans. I guess that's racist and sexist, but I like to keep my characters as close to me for better role playing, but still like way better than me because I'm not a fantastic goal, kind of,
Strong word.
Well said.
Ooh. I'm a writer. I'm not a speaking person.
Talking dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between writing a character and kind of in my case, being drunk at 2 a.m. and trying to remember what you're supposed to do. So.
And suddenly Brandon Thornmaster makes a lot more sense. None of us have ever played a character of the opposite gender?
No, nothing more than, GMs and NPCs type stuff.
Okay. Joe,
Right.
what else you got?
Alright, next question. We have, this is from our friend Mike. What are the odds you all end up on a boat and Klaus doesn't end up drowning or nearly drown?
I'd say pretty good,
So far.
considering this is the end of the episode.
Yeah, we're on a boat.
We're on a boat, and Klaus hasn't drowned yet.
Yeah, he's got a 100% track record of not drowning in this episode.
Section, yeah. This session, 100% track record. Through the game, not a great track record.
I'm in the upper 80s, I think.
You've had 2 interactions with large enough bodies of water to drown in, and you've almost drowned both times. That ain't 80%.
What was the second one?
Crab River.
Alright, well, I was talking about as far as time being alive and not drowning.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Oh, gotcha. So far, 100%.
Well, no, except for those times in the water.
When he was drowning.
When you drown.
Oh, right.
Oh, Klaus and the well.
I think we're lucky it hasn't rained. I mean, I don't think you'd even stand up to that, man.
Oh.
Since the beginning of the universe, I'm probably in the high 90s.
Our universe or the D&D universe?
Yes.
Whichever.
We've all gone a bit meta now, haven't we? It's getting a bit spooky.
I'm gonna be meta world peace.
Alright, let's do one more question.
Alright, one more. Alright. This is from our friend Lee. He says, I tend to focus on the storytelling elements of my games as opposed to dice rolling. As a group, do you give additional leeway to actions that make interesting stories, or do you just let the dice determine the outcomes and work good storytelling around the results?
Wait a minute, what was that question? Where are you getting that question from?
I did
That's-
not
I-
understand that.
I shared it, and that was someone who commented. So as a group, do you give additional leeway to actions that make interesting stories, or do you let the dice determine the outcomes and work good stories around the results?
I think this is very important because I listened to a podcast called Adventure Time, and they recently did a kind of a talk about Adventure Time session. And
Wait, I think, I'm sorry.
oh, sorry, yeah, Adventure Zone, yeah, sorry, Adventure Time. And they were quite adamant that sometimes they will kind of fudge a roll so it's better for the story and better for the listener, which is fine. But I think it's very important to let everyone know that we have we are on roll20.net, so we can't really fudge anything. So every time something happens, it's because we're idiots.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and I think it's probably fairly clear from the way this podcast has been going so far that really we just tend to roll with whatever happens.
They make their choices. I try and think of appropriate things to ask them to roll, and then the dice do as they will. That is,
There is a lot of pressure on Drew here to try and make sense of what's happening.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, okay, how do I roll for wolf smoking? What do I make them roll? I'm gonna tell you, that's not in the core skill set.
I think about half the perception checks are just Drew, trying to stall for time. You see, okay, everybody roll a perception check. And it's like you're working out in your mind while we're rolling.
I have totally done that.
By the time we navigate our character sheets and remember how to roll things again.
Exactly. Plenty
we're
of time.
basically inept. You've got enough time to figure out what we see when we're looking where we should never have looked or gone.
He's developing subplots and
work it on the fly sometimes. Very rarely do I have to do that, but man, I'd be lying if I said it's never happened. If there's one thing I can say about this podcast, you sons of bitches are not shy about throwing me the occasional curve. This is a lesson in expecting the unexpected like nobody's business.
It's like that old parable, though. You knew we were snakes when you picked us up. You don't get to be halfway across the river and be surprised that someone bit you on the dick.
I don't know this parable. Did Jesus say this?
I'm pretty sure somebody said it.
Will
Drew
say
bit Satan on the dick.
Well, You fucking just said it.
314. Dick fighting's on you.
Right.
Roll will save versus uncomfortable arousal.
It's the poison. It's the poison. That's why it's getting so big. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm getting slightly less hard this week.
And I think that is the best place we are going to get to call it this week. We will see you guys in 2 weeks with the next game. Thanks for listening. All right, bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to the original creators, which is us, the people who are playing it. The opening music, Take a Chance, and closing theme, Master of the Feast, are both credited to Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and also used under a Creative Commons license.